Today we are reviewing Death Star, a 2021 action-adventure video game developed by Acid Nerve, which was released on July the 20th this year. Harking back to the classic Zelda games with a strong touch of Dark Souls-style combat and level design, Death Star tells the story of our good friend Brother Crow.
When I say you fly to the target, when I dial this, you go to heaven, Brother Crow.
No, not that Brother Crow, but our good friend Brother Reaper Crow on his mission to harvest souls for the Grim Reaper. Is it a morose trudge?
You see him? Hey, bro! Run!
Hey, Brother Faisal!
I'm with a wall vessel!
Get him faster, bro!
Yeah, not too fast!
Or a life-affirming adventure? Well, let's find out by getting lost in the world of Death Star. For a game about the dark topic matter of death, Death Star sure is full of colour. The areas all have a lovely dash of pastel about them and they look like a love letter to the isometric games of folklore. All the main areas feel very much part of the whole world, not separate entities of it. Simplistic in scope but cute and believable in design, the visual design and aesthetic of the game will charm your socks off. The audio here is a real winner. The melancholic soundtrack fits perfectly with the overall theme of the game. Something we will touch on later. The writing in the game is soundtracked brilliantly by the music. It's just one of those things that works together really, really well. Walking through the variety of levels as the music almost tells a story in its own way. Its clean and smooth visual style is impressive and the beautiful soundtrack really captures the somber yet playful mood of the world. The writing in Death Star is the jewel in its very good crown. There's not a huge amount of story, but when the story is delivered, it's fantastic, and it makes up for a lack of 1,000 pages of script by just being thought-provoking and hilarious exactly when it needs to be. A story about death, more so one about people's fear of it, the wish to avoid it at any cost, and grief of loss is delivered with beauty. Not only does it deliver emotionally, it's flat out hilarious at the same time. You know the game is brilliant and the writing's fantastic at its core if it can make you laugh out loud one moment and literally the next minute crack a smile and make you think of somebody in your own life that is no longer with us. It's a brilliant achievement from such a small studio to wring out more emotion from its non-voice acted storyline than most AAA studios can manage on a budget 10 times bigger. Every boss has reasons for their behaviour, all tying in thematically with the concept of the game. Parallels with human behaviour is no coincidence here, and it's done really well. It's not cheaply put together. The story comes particularly alive in the final few chapters as the mysteries of the doors unravels nicely towards the final two very tough final boss fights that definitely bring back the classic From Software style fist pump you do when you eventually see the boss's body slump to the floor. The best way to describe the flow of the game in Death's Door is solid. No risks, Metroidvania, Souls-like adventuring. It's a mouthful, but it works. The combat is simplistic, but has a lovely rhythm to it, especially the boss fights, which are truly memorable. My favourite being Frog King, Rip, Pepe, we love you. Using basic sword swipes, a charge attack, a range skill button and a dodge, the combat is all about jumping in and out of range when the timing is right and getting your hits in. It plays very similar to a From game in terms of the second-to-second combat when you gotta time your hits and get out. The other side of Death Star is exploration. Every boss will unlock a new spell, which allows for more of the map to be explored. There are secrets to find, such as more weapons, improved spells, and more souls to level up your character, increasing things such as damage, speed of attack, spell damage, and movement speed. Being totally honest, I found the general combat system solid, if not spectacular, with the boss fights really carrying the overall gameplay experience when you think back on it. The boss fights definitely have a lasting impression on you, and they will be remembered more than any other parts of the gameplay, to be honest. There are puzzles in the game which are never taxing, almost always involving one of your new toys. A special shout out to the map design team. The levels are really well put together and have a whole bunch of shortcuts, which also kind of acts as checkpoints throughout the map. It's never too punishing and it never feels like a slog. I love the way the levels are connected together and even how different maps seem to connected together at some times. Death's Door is a really solid title that gives a great sense of discovery while also providing some challenging highlights that never feel unfair. Combat and simple but enjoyable puzzles make it a pleasure to play. It's an easy recommendation to anyone looking for a light-hearted, quirky adventure with a thought-provoking narrative heart beating at its core. Its subject matter might seem dead on arrival, but this game about death feels thrillingly alive. All in all, Acid Nerve did a great job, but if they just pushed that core gameplay loop a little bit more, they would have had something outstanding rather than just something very good. Still, this is well worth the entry price at only £16 or roughly $20 if you fancy a heartwarming, challenging adventure that will make you lol more times than most TV shows. All in all, I'm feeling a strong 7 to a light 8 for Death's Door, and I really recommend picking this up. Overall, have you played Death's Door? What do you think when you watch the footage of it? Is it the type of game that you would invest $15 or $20 in? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the review. Other than that, Ghost of Tsushima review coming. I've been a bit ill, so my review got delayed of that, so we're going to be playing that on stream. Tune in the stream, links down below, and yeah, we will see you in another video. Take care.